Good morning, student. In the last class, we have learned about how the microorganism are friend and foe of us. Today, in this section, we are going to see how we can save our food from the action of the microorganism. This process is known as food preservation. So, how can we save our food by the action of microorganism that we are going to see in this section. Microorganisms spoil our food. Spoiled food emits bad smell and has a bad taste and changed color because it has some chemical reaction. Because of this chemical reaction, the food gets spoiled and it is not suitable for eating. But sometimes we found that the pickles that we are using store for very long time. So how this is possible, that we are going to see how we are going to preserve our food. So let us see what are the methods. The first method is chemical method. Some salts or edible oils are the common chemicals that are used to check the growth of microorganism. How is this possible? This is possible because we are taking it as preservative. We are adding salt and we are adding acid preservative to pickles to prevent the attack of microbes. These can be sodium benzoate or sodium metaphosphate. They are the common preservatives. So these are also used in jam and squashes that you can see. Now the preservation by common salts. Common salts we are generally using by removing the water content from the food. So meat and fish are can be preserved by this method. We can preserve salting through salting amla and many raw mangoes, tamarind, etc. Then preservation by sugar. Jams, jellies and squashes are preserved by sugar. Sugar reduces the moisture content which inhibits the growth of bacteria which spoil the food. Next is the prevention or preservation by oil and vinegar. These oil are stopping the contact of air and moisture with the food. In this way, it is helpful in the preservation of the food. The vegetables, fruit, meat and fish are often preserved by vinegar and oil. Then heat and cold treatment. You know very well how the cold treatment means the use of refrigerator prevent the food from getting spoiled. And the heat treatment, sometimes you often see that your mother is boiling the milk every day to stop the spoilage of milk. The another method of preservation of the milk is pasteurization. What is pasteurization? It is first discovered by the Louis Pasteur, so that the name is given pasteurization. In this, the milk is heated to about 70 degree for 15 to 30 seconds and then suddenly chilled and stored. So by this method, there is no need of further boiling and it prevents the growth of microbes. Then nowadays you can see that many dry fruits and vegetables are coming in sealed airtight packets. The packets are sealed in the way that air is just removed from the food or whatever food particle is present, and it stop the growth of microorganism in the particular food. So this is the way in which we can prevent our food from spoiling by the contact of, by making them preserved. So this is the fruit preservation method. Now the next topic is nitrogen fixation. Now we are going to see how this nitrogen fixation are helping in our environment. You know, nitrogen is present all over the atmosphere. Its percentage is 78%. And how this nitrogen is getting used up? It is used up by the fixation of nitrogen in leguminous plant, and that is by the use of rhizobium bacteria which is present in the root nodules of leguminous plants such as beans and peas. So in this plant, the rhizobium bacteria present which is responsible for the fixation of nitrogen. So it converts the atmospheric nitrogen to the compounds of nitrogen, so that the plant can use up this nitrogen. Okay, so certain bacteria and blue-green algae present in the soil fix nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert into compound of nitrogen. Once nitrogen is converted into this compound, this can be utilized by the plant from the soil through their root system. So nitrogen is then used for the synthesis of plant protein and other compounds. So as I told you, the nitrogen is the main constituent of all the living organism. It is present in protein, it is present in chlorophyll, it is present in nucleic acid and vitamins. So this atmospheric, you can see this nitrogen cycle, this atmospheric nitrogen is converting into compounds of nitrogen, which is fixed by some bacteria, and when this plant used up this nitrogenous compound, then this substances is uptaken by plant, and this plant is ate by animals, and these animals when they die, then their body nitrogenous waste from excretion, it again goes into the soil. So in this way the nitrogen cycle gets completed and the percentage of nitrogen remains constant in the atmosphere. So this nitrogen cycle is very, very important. So here the chapter ends up, and you have to solve all the exercise question in the homework copy and write the notes and important points in CW copy. So thank you so much.